Welcome to episode 7 of the Law Podcast, featuring Zamaria and Coach B, aka my aunt.
My aunt.
This is episode 7. I just want to give a quick shout out to Team 22. That's his team. What do you guys coach? What did the teams do?
All the youth. Youth basketball program.
Like through what? Like the great age groups, like grade
seven all the way to 17 youth.
Oh, dang. Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, we got ranges.
Yeah, so if you hooper, come check they out. They have a great program. They have great coaches and everything. First thing I wanted to start off with is how was it like growing up in Inglewood? Because that's where you're from, right?
Yeah. Inglewood was different. Like it was pretty tough. It was either like you either sold drugs, you hooped, or you gangbanged. So you had to choose one. You know what I mean? So I chose playing ball, and that was the only way to get out of the hood. And that's what landed me out here now. But it was pretty tough, man. You saw a lot of stuff. I'm glad my kids ain't saw. You know what I mean? They haven't seen or whatever. But yeah, it's pretty bad, man. But completely different from Orange County.
Yeah. So what would you say who influenced you to stay out of that kind of stuff? Out of those distractions.
I had a good support system, man, and my mom. And my mom was a single parent, so she was mom and dad. So she had to be. She was real tough on me a lot when I was growing up. So I didn't really understand it at the time, and I leaned on my cousin. My cousins and my uncles, man, they really stayed on me. And once they saw that I could hoop, they kind of navigated me through a lot of the drama. They kept me out of the streets and kept me busy and. Instead of me going to, hanging out and stuff like that, man, I was always, at a park playing ball or at a rec center or, I was with one of my family members. So it was a little bit easier for me to get out because I didn't get caught up with the wrong crowd. So, shout out to all my family, man, for looking out for me.
Who would, so let's go back to Team 22.
Mm-hmm.
When did, why did you guys start Team 22?
We were with a program, and we've been with multiple programs, but then we kind of reached a crossroads where the program that we were with, they were merging with another basketball program, and we me and my wife, Coach Jen, shout out Coach Jen.
Yeah, she didn't want to be in there.
Over there, she being real shy, but it's all good. We had just started talking about if we could do it, and you know what I mean, and I think just like with everything else we've done. We just had to bet on ourselves at a certain time. Like we had been, doing a lot of things for the other clubs, and they'd been great. And it really wasn't, no downside to it. But it got to the point where we said, let's take a bet on ourselves, and let's manage it, and let's put in the work, and let's everything that we've learned over the years. We got over 15 years coaching, so we just came to the decision that let's start a club. It was extremely hard because we didn't know what to call it, and we didn't know what to do as far as how to brand it and whatnot, because I don't like being the face of anything. I like to just, I like to let my work do all the talking. So we ended up naming it after my cousin. My cousin, his number was 22. And then, when I started playing ball and I had the opportunity to play pro, I started wearing number 22. And it was like that night me and Jim were talking, and all these just crazy ideas started popping into my head about, I wanted the colors to be white, black, and red, and the first thing I pulled up was a UNLV uniform. And crazy enough, my cousin went to UNLV. He hooped at UNLV, and so
what's his name?
His name was Mark Andrews. Yeah, so he was tough. Like he made a couple of bad decisions, but he ended up, he went to UNLV, and it was actually his dream to be a coach and to be a trainer. And this was this was back in the day, man. Like this is back in the early '90s where you really didn't hear about training and things like that. Unfortunately, he lost his life when he was about 33 years old. He was murdered, so he didn't get a chance to fulfill it. So I was like, you know what? When that happened, it happened right before I signed my first pro contract. And I was like, after I finish playing, that's what I'm gonna do. So I just kind of kept his legacy. I made it my own. I made his dream my own dream, and here we are today, man. Like still keeping his legacy alive and trying to continue the culture that he taught me and everything that he brought to the table as far as, what basketball really was about. I try to incorporate that every day into what we do in our program.
So besides basketball, what other sports did you play growing up?
I played football. I played football for a couple years. I played quarterback, and my O-line sucked. So I was like, damn that, I'm gonna start playing. I started playing DB. I played DB a little bit, but when I was in school, it kind of overlapped with hoop, and so at a certain point, you had to make a decision like, what are you gonna play? And I was all hung up on hoop, but I was actually pretty good at football. But I ended up picking basketball. But I played baseball as well. I played baseball. I was a good pitcher. But I just didn't really, fulfill it, or I didn't further it after a while. After maybe my sophomore year, I just kind of gave it up and just focused on basketball.
Why basketball?
I don't know, man. It was just something that it was something about basketball, man, that just made me feel like different. It was something that you could, you can work on something on Monday, be better on Tuesday. You know what I mean? Like if you wanted to work on your handle, you can be better on, that week. You're better. If you went Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, by the weekend your handle was better. You know what I mean? And it was so competitive. You know what I mean? It was, who could jump higher, who could shoot the best, who had the best handle, who could break somebody down and get to the bucket. It was so many different things that I wanted to try to master at that time, and it just was like it was kind of like the glamorous sport, like growing up, because I'm an '80s baby. Of course, I'm old, but I mean, growing up in the '90s, man, we were watching, Anthony Hardaway and and Mike, Michael Jordan and all of these type of players and Shaq and all these guys. So it was like you wanted to be like those dudes. So basketball just was, and it was like free. Like when I was growing up, you can go to any basketball court and just hoop. That's like I said, it kept me out of trouble. So that's just something I just fell in love with immediately.
So you went to Texas Tech University. Like who was like the toughest like opponent like during your
ever played?
Yeah.
Toughest person I ever guarded, probably like my intro to high school.
Like this player, like it's hard to get your shot off a little bit.
So when I first went to high school, we used to play in the LA Wild Summer Games, and I had to guard Baron Davis, like picking up full court.
Okay.
And Baron was a couple years older than me. I think at that time he was averaging like 40, 50 a game. It was just tough because it was like guarding a pro, and I mean I was probably built. I was 13 years old, but I was probably built like I was 10. I was little. I wasn't really a big dude. So he was killing me off, and I think that's the other thing that kind of drew me to basketball, because it was like, you have like those eye-opening moments where I was like, I want to be better than this dude. So the next time I see him, I want to be able to go at him. You know what I mean? So, but when I was growing up, man, I played against Barron. I played against a dude named Tony Bland. I went to Syracuse. Went to Westchester High School. Super tough. I played against a dude named Jason Hart. Played for the Utah Jazz. Like, I mean, I played against some real good players. So, and growing up in LA, man, you have to come with it. You can't really be a bum and be on the same court with those dudes. So, those are some of the names that really stick out to me when I grew up, when I was playing.
Okay. Who would you say who's like your favorite teammate? Like someone that you hooped with, like you really like enjoyed playing with this guy.
My boy Jazzo. His name is Jamal Washington. He lives in Albuquerque, New Mexico now. We ended up meeting each other my sophomore year, but we went to 2 different schools. And our first interaction was we were about to fight. Like, we were about to get into it, just arguing. And then I ended up going to the school. I ended up transferring schools my senior year, and we just actually started hitting it off. Like, and we used to play, and I mean, like our pick and roll game was crazy. We both could jump out the gym. He was a bigger point guard. He was a defensive stop, and then it just complemented my game because I like to shoot. I like to get to the cup. So yeah, my boy Jamal, man. Shout out to my man Jazzo. Like, he was tough, man. He was probably, and we used to have battles. Like, we would go play one-on-one. We'd find just an open court. We'd talk trash at the house. And then next thing you know, we'd be like, well, let's go to the court. It didn't matter what time of the day, the evening, the middle of the night, we'll go and play one-on-one. Like, we get after it. So that's probably the person I love to play with the most. Like, that really pushed me, like, when I was growing up.
So what got you into like coaching? Why did you start doing that instead of like doing some like after basketball?
You know what, man? I actually after I was playing, man, I got hurt. And then after I was in Mexico, I got hurt. I was playing in Mexico, and I came back, and then I ended up meeting, Jen, and meeting my wife, and then we ended up, everything moved really fast. Like, we fell in love really fast. We had a kid, really fast. We got married. It was like within a year, we were just like, we was head over heels. She liked me because I was light skinned, you know what I mean? She, But she everything just moves so quick, and she's a hooper. My wife is a hooper. Like if it's anybody I give props to that's like a better shooter than me, like it's her. Like her IQ, like just everything. And she would always just kind of tell me like I had so much to offer. She like pushed me a lot. Like, yo, you were a good trainer. Like she would watch me train and things like that. And then I ended up actually. She went to school with somebody like that. She grew up with and introduced us. And I ended up meeting my boy Jamil, who was he behind the scenes right now too. But he was, and then we hit it off, and I looked up to him a lot. He was a great coach. He was a hell of a player, man. He balled. When we met, later on, as we about 26, 27, he could go, and I started seeing the game from a different perspective and starting developing relationships with kids, man. And I started training, and I ended up falling in love with the process of getting somebody else better other than myself. And so it was just kind of like a selfless act where you're just like, man, like this kid, somebody needs you. I didn't really have that. Like, I had my cousin who was always there, but it was some times where you needed some guidance, and I wanted to help kids not make the same mistakes that I made, because I figured if I had somebody to really guide me through, like really guide me through, I probably could have took my career a little bit further and did some big things with it. So that's when I started coaching, man. I fell in love with coaching and training.
To piggyback off that, back to Team 22. Why should a parent like send their son to Team 22?
Well, I mean, the biggest thing about Team 22, which I pride myself and what me and Jen pride ourselves on, and even our whole coaching staff and everybody, man, we're a family. Like everything that we do is. It's translatable to real life. It's not. We teach kids to work hard. We teach kids to, not just about the flashy stuff and teaching them about social media. I tell kids all the time, social media ain't real. You can look at social media and you can look at all these highlights and things like that, but you're not really seeing the real work that these young men are putting in. So we're just really family oriented, and we handle things outside of Team 22 to help kids grow and to help them like get through real life situations. I mean, I know out here you might think in South Orange County, it's not a lot of things that kids got to worry about, but actuality, man, there is. There's a lot of stuff they got to go through, and there's a lot of things just about just self-doubt, and a lot of times I went through that as a kid. So our club, man, we really promote just understanding the process of getting better and embracing the grind and embracing being terrible at times and what growth is like, and we want to be with the kids every step of the way, and it's not transactional. We like to try to keep our kids from the age of 8 years old all the way until they make it through high school, and when they're done with high school, we continue to be in their lives as well, and have a relationship with them. So it's not just a club team where you just come and play on the weekends and have your practice during the week. Like, we're really embedded in the culture and with our families too, and we hug our kids. We tell our kids we love them, and like I said, everything. We really teaching life. We're not teaching just basketball. We're really teaching these kids about what real life is outside of the gym.
I got another few more questions. Back to like your prime years. Like when you like played basketball, like who did people think like you played like during that time?
That's a crazy. At the time, man, I never had anybody compare me to anyone. I was always trying to mold myself into like being different, just period. You know what I'm saying? Like I think I tried to take pieces from everybody. Like everybody wanted to have, when I was growing up, everybody wanted to have a crazy handle like AI. You know what I mean? So it's like you want to cross like AI. You want to be able to jump like Mike. You want to be able to be strong like Shaq. You want to be able to be crafty like Penny. You know what I mean? So, but if anybody I really could say I played like, I probably say I played like probably like Penny Hardaway. Like that's probably like more my game, because I wasn't too flashy. I got to the point, but I could jump out the gym. I punch on you. I did all of that stuff. I could shoot. I had a decent handle, so I probably say that. Like, I mean, not as polished as Penny, but I was up there though.
Yeah. Who was your favorite team growing up?
Lakers. I grew up in Inglewood, so I mean, I used to drive past the Inglewood Forum, man, every day to go to school. So I grew up on Showtime with Magic and Coop and all those guys and Kareem, and I continued to be a Laker fan. And as I got older and when I became like a professional, I kind of developed this mentality of not having a favorite team or being a fan of anybody who hooped, because my competitive side wouldn't allow me to be a fan of nobody. I'm still the same way, even though I'm older. I think I'm a fan of my kids. You know, I mean, shout out to my kids. Shout out to, Lil B, and shout out to Janaea. You know what I mean? My babies. Those are the only two people I'm really a fan of. And I'm a fan of this guy right here standing next to me. You know what I mean? It's my little bro. I'm a fan of people who really want something out of it. And, but there's nobody specific. But I was a diehard Laker fan growing up, though. And that was my team. That was my city. So.
Mm-hmm. I think I'm gonna get to my guy right here.
Yeah, man, put him on here.
So where'd you grow up at?
I grew up in Oakland, man. East Oakland, that is. Shout out East Oakland.
Okay. So growing up, why'd you choose basketball? Like, why was basketball like your favorite sport?
Dang. I actually got into it late, so I always liked it as a kid. I kind of played like in the church leagues and stuff, but it really hit me when I was like, I don't know, like 5'8", 5'9", and then I was like, dang, I like this sport. So then, all throughout high school, I never played. Like, the only year I played was senior year. I didn't play no AAU ball. Like, I didn't do none of that. So, like, all that, like, as I'm coaching with Brandon on Team 22, like, and seeing AAU, that's new to me because I didn't do none of that. Like, I never had the bread to play. I never knew any coaches. I never got trained. So, when I was, like, senior year, I made the team, and I was like, oh, dang, like, you could go to college for this? Like, it'll pay for your education. Like, I could travel with this. So, from then on, it was like, oh, I think I could do this for real. And then it helped because freshman year in college, I grew from, like, graduated 5'10", I grew to, like, 6'2". Then I was like, oh, I could really do this for real. And, it just stuck with me. It was, like, when I picked up the ball and when I was like, I always had a knack for getting a bucket. For like, I wanted to be the one to put the ball in the basket. So from senior year on, I hit up trainers and I was like, look, I need help. Like, I'm way behind. And it was like new to me. So I think like the hunger still there, like graduating in 2017, it's like I only really been playing for like 6-7 years. So like the hunger of like learning how to play and learning the game is like still there. So it just stuck with me.
So who influenced you the most, like back in Oakland? Like who would you say like really put the ball in your hand, I guess?
I'd say it had to be my older. Dang, it's hard because it was so late. I mean, I'd say like my friends, like looking and then on TV. So I watched a lot of ball. I watched a lot of hoop. Like my favorite players was like D Wade. I liked to watch him a lot. And it was just really D Wade and Kobe. I think from the beginning because they were like shooting guards. Like D Wade was close to my height, so like seeing him dominate early, watching old games of him at Marquette, and then watching what he did on the Heat and like kind of doing it by himself with like Shaq. It was like you close to his height. Like you can get there. You know what I'm saying? You could be there. And then older, when I was in college, it was this guy named Donovan. Shout out Donovan Christensen. He used to play in Walnut Creek. He's from where I'm from. And it was like one night I was playing like rec league. And we was going back and forth. And we was talking crazy trash, like talking back and forth. And then after, I seen him in the store the next day. And he was like, oh, so you trying to do this for real? I was like, yeah. And then ever since then, he like started training me. But then before that, in high school, I had these two trainers who like, I ain't had no bread. So they was like, yo, we'll just train you for free. So it was my guy, Joseph Foster and Brandon Bracey from Vallejo in Oregon. And they was the ones who put the ball in my hand, who taught me 2 dribble pull up, 1 dribble pull up, jab steps. And then was just like, that's where I got my work ethic from, was them constantly, like every day, like having to make 5 in a row, having to make 2 in a row. And I'm like, dang, I'm just starting hoop. Like, I'm not that good, but it's like their, confidence in me from the beginning of like, nah, if you put the work in, you're going to see, and then me constantly being consistent, it was like my growth and development was like it was like crazy exponential. So like 2 weeks, I'd see myself get better than somebody. And then a year later, I'd be like, oh, I didn't used to be as good as him, but now I'm better than him. And then coming down here, shoot, this guy right here, since I was like a sophomore in college, it was like training with him every day and getting my bag better, and then being down here in SoCal. Shout out to SoCal, man. That's where the pros be. Everybody be down here. But, like, training with him and, you know, him having that belief and that confidence in me is just like all of them were, you know, instrumental in propelling my game to the next level. And, you know, that's why I'm here with them right now. So, yeah, shout out to all of them.
Yeah, so you going overseas to play some ball in December, right?
Yeah, so
what do you think like what's your mindset going out there?
It's kill everything in front of me. You know, cuz for a long time I was always like playing the game of catch up since I started late, so I'm like, dang, I got to keep going. I got to be better than this guy, And then once I saw myself surpassing him, it was like everybody was like, no, you started too late. You can't get there. But it's like I got there. I got college paid for. I got a college scholarship. I got pro deals offered to me. You know what I'm saying? I was in Mexico last year, so I know that if I put the work in, it's just like day by day. And, you know, I'm steady stacking. That's my thing. Like I stack days like over and over again. So it's like if it's consistent, you know, and it's with discipline, and I'm constantly getting better, it's no way I can't get to the highest level. You know, I did it from high school to college to pro now, and then it's like whatever opportunity I'm given, wherever I'm at, I dominate where I'm at, and then I know because somebody's always watching, it's like I'm going to keep moving up. I dominate here, next level. Dominate here, next level. Like never being content with where I'm at, you know, so.
So basically, so you going out there, like after, say like you have a great season, what do you plan on, like, what do you plan on doing after that season?
After that, it's the next steps. You know, it's always elevating. So, you know, the plan is go out there, kill, and then be in front of those people who can make those decisions. Being somewhere like Southern California where you never know who is walking in the gym when you train. You know, being with guys like this who are connected everywhere, it's just like when somebody give me the opportunity, I'm going to seize the opportunity, and then I go to the next level. So after this season in Australia, God willing, if it be in Australia, then kill, try to get my name out there, summer league, get to summer league, make a training camp roster spot, you know what I'm saying, and then move on from there and there and there, you know, and it's just like, it's like clockwork. It's just like one step after the other, but still being mindful of like where I'm at too.
What could you tell those, so like I remember you were saying that like you started basketball kind of late, like later than like most people would start like a little bit younger. What can you tell those people that are struggling right now?
Shit, I just say you gotta stay consistent, stay with it. You know, it's gonna be days where you feel like, dang, why am I playing this? Or like you go to the gym and it's just like you are getting killed right now. You know what I'm saying? But that's what's supposed to happen. You know, if it was easy, everybody would line up to be a professional athlete. They in love with the glam. They in love with the you know, the image, the culture of like, oh, I want to be him. I play in front of all these fans and all these people like know my name. But it's like those nights where it's like empty gyms. Those nights where, you know, you might have to work out outside. Those nights where you might have to do 2-3 workouts in a day, you know, and then after practice, you know, a lot of times today people are doing the bare minimum. They're like, I'm going to go to practice, I'm going to go to weights, and that's it. But it's like if you want your game to elevate, if you want your game to truly be higher and may have the game be easy for you, you know, like you going out there, you killing with a smile on your face. Like it's light for me. So it's like really putting in that time and that work outside of what you're required to do. That's what's going to get you to where you need to be. And then training your mind too. You know, people think it's all physical, but it's like if my mind is not correct, if my mindset ain't where it's supposed to be, I can't go out there and do nothing. And I'm going to break on, you know, first thing when it turns emotional, I'm not going to be prepared for that. So, yeah.
What could you tell those? What else could you tell those people that like So you say you grew up in Oakland and like, you said like you couldn't really afford any AAU teams and like, and you started like late. What could you tell those people that like that can't do the same thing, that like they can't play for an AAU team, they can't find a trainer, like something like that?
I mean, it's social media age nowadays, baby. So you got YouTube. You can type in like how to make your triple threat effective. You know, how to get a good crossover. Every question you have is on YouTube. You know, I was like, we was a generation where YouTube kind of popped off later when we was older. So, I mean, you got everything set up for you. It's too many resources at y'all fingertips for y'all to not, you know, make it. And then once you do that and you network, I think the biggest thing is like, I mean, talking to Brandon, having these phone calls with these agents, it's like they used to tell me like the easy part is playing ball, and the harder parts is off the court. It's like, who am I talking to? How am I taking care of my home life? Like, what is my network like? You know, so after you go and do like, you look up, you try to train yourself through the videos, it's like you got to get in front of some people. Because that's what's going to get you to where you need to be, is like making these connections where it's like, oh, I know this guy, he works really hard. So then now you find yourself in gyms that you ain't even think you were supposed to be in. You know what I'm saying? And then that's the opportunity. And then if you're ready for that, you're going to kill it. But then if you're not, it's like, damn, that's a missed opportunity right there. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So networking for sure. That's the key.
So you growing up, what was that one player that you like wanted to be like?
It was D-Wade for sure. D-Wade was like, because he was a guard. He had a crazy mid-post game. I feel like I'm a better shooter, though. But, like, crazy mid-post game, crazy mid-range game. It was just, like, early D-Wade was disgusting. Like, averaging 30 ball, like, coming down, like, split the pick and roll, dunk on big man, you know, coming down. And then he was, like, I think don't he lead the league? Wasn't he, like, the most... It was like a guard with like the most blocks or something.
Oh yeah. I think he got that.
Yeah, it's like, bro, he played both sides of the ball, so it's like, yo, this man is like sick. It was like all D-Wade, like 2006 NBA champions, D-Wade. You know what I'm saying? I'm like D-Wade everything.
Yeah. Let's go. Since we talking about NBA players, like when you was watching them, like remember when in like 2000. What was it? When did LeBron join them?
2000, I think, was it 11 or something?
Yeah, it was like 2010, I think it was.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, when they joined and, like, LeBron lost that one championship and, like, they, like, vowed. I remember they vowed to, like, not shoot the ball anymore and just go straight to the rack.
Yeah.
Like, how was that, like, you being a watcher? Like, how did that, like, what was going through your mind? Like, dang, these dudes they just going down the court and just doing whatever.
Yeah, I saw how strong D-Wade was. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then in my mind, it was like, how much would a game change if not only I shoot, but I go to the free throw line? So, like, it's free points. Like, every time I shoot a free throw, I say, like, free points. Because it's like, you can't miss those. So, it's like, with that level of intensity, that kind of put me on, like, they wasn't caring about who was in the way. You know what I'm saying? Like, taking contact, I'm like, dang, bro, like, it just set a new intensity and mentality of, like, this whole other, you know, level. Like, obviously, 3 levels, you know what I'm saying? They was really abusing that level, but nobody was stopping them.
I want to throw a quick argument in there. I was thinking about it this whole time.
There we go.
Brown or Mike?
Who you asking? Him or you asking me?
Both of y'all.
Oh, I'm going MJ all day.
We're going to go
Easy.
It's Brown.
We already...
It's Brown.
It's Brown.
We already talked about it. LeBron is y'all GOAT, right? Like, it's an era. It's an era thing.
I don't think that is true at all. Because my pops seen both. He's seen both.
Me too.
And he think LeBron is better.
I think y'all hooked up on like Bron. I think Bron is a monster. That's great. I think y'all hooked up on the fact that he's 6'8" and 280.
I mean, that's, you can't hold that against him. Like,
no, I'm not holding that against him. I'm saying that's a plus, like, to everyone. So like, oh, like, look at his stature, how he built, blah blah blah. But like, just be honest. Like, is LeBron really killing in the bad boy era? No, I don't think so. I'm just being real. Like, no, I think he
giving people now 35 and 10.
Absolutely, and I think that's amazing. At 38 years old, I think he's doing an amazing job. And no hate on LeBron at all. Like, anybody who made it there and has that much longevity in the league, man, shout out to Bron. Like, but that's great. But I'm just saying, like, we talk about Mike. I'm sorry, man. Like, Mike did it all. Like, he locked up on D. He can shoot.
LeBron.
LeBron can shoot.
And
even the garbage can get a steak, man. I say that all the time, right? So, like, yeah, he can shoot. But, like, did he really transition his game? Like, I remember I told you, I stopped liking all that era when they started doing the flopping stuff. All the flopping and all that, you 6'8", you supposed to be running through everybody every play.
I mean, he does that because, like, that's how people can get foul calls now.
Yeah,
like, he's thinking about that.
To me. So that's what I'm saying. I grew up in a different era where, like, there was no flopping. If you flop, you was getting ran through and getting punched on. It was that simple. It wasn't knowing you was on somebody's highlight.
But wouldn't LeBron, like, adapt to that? Like, wouldn't he, like,
already? He would, because if you're willing to adapt to flopping and playing soft at the end, then I don't know. Like, I'm not sure.
I would do the same thing.
You would flop?
Yeah, I mean, if that can give me foul calls and stuff, I would do
the
same thing.
But what about going to the cup and finishing at the rim, and now you got an and one? Now I got 3 points versus me trying to get 2. That's how I look at it. Like, I'm getting to that. I'm trying to finish around the rim. Let me get this layup. I went to the cup like there was nobody there, and I finished. Now I got 2. Oh, I got foul. Cool. Now I'm gonna get this extra free throw. Now I'm really stat stuffing instead of me just getting to the cup, flopping and throwing my body around.
So like when Marcus Smart do that, because Marcus Smart is like the king of that.
It's absolutely ridiculous. Like,
but like he gets like offensive, like he gets a defense like offensive foul, and then like he gets the ball. I feel like that impacts the game.
I feel like you just get rich in the niche. Like, okay, I'm gonna flop, and that's who I am. Like, that's what I'm gonna do now. You know what I mean? Like, cool, that's gonna be my game. Because how else would he have longevity in the game? And no disrespect to Marcus Smart, he's in the league. I would never disrespect anybody who's in the league. I'm just saying, if you in the league, like, I mean, you supposed to be the absolute best of the best in the world, right? So we talking about now we teaching the kids to get to play soft and to get to the cup and flop and try to get to the free throw line, but we not gonna teach them to get to the bucket strong and make a play at the rim. Can't respect that.
I mean, when playoff basketball comes around, that's when the flopping stops, though.
Yeah, absolutely. But it shouldn't be. I mean, you can't pick and choose times to really hoop and be a monster.
That is true.
You got to step on the court and put your jersey on. Yes. That's like Superman changing the phone booth. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to be ready to go.
So, like, why do you think Mike is better than LeBron? Like, what does he do better than LeBron?
I think everything.
Everything, though? Can Michael Jordan guard all 5 positions?
Absolutely.
No, he cannot.
I got pictures of him. We got video of him blocking Patrick Ewing and some of the best.
I mean, he's coming off. He's like a help defender though. Like, he's not gonna sit in front of Patrick Ewing.
I mean, but is LeBron really sitting like that?
Yes.
Is he sitting?
He's 2'4", 250 pure muscle.
I mean, yeah, that's great, but is he really sitting on somebody? Is he sitting on Jokic?
And he's 6'10".
Is he sitting on Jokic on the block?
Yes.
No,
for sure.
Not. Jokic is
prime LeBron, like Miami LeBron. Yes.
Didn't they get
Miami LeBron.
Oh, you saying prime now?
Prime, but see now we're going back to something different. We talk about
like prime. Like I don't.
Now here we looking at the
I don't even think. Well, hold up. I don't even think Michael Jordan could guard. What's his name?
I think LeBron would have struggled with Scottie Pippen.
No.
I think LeBron would have struggled with Scottie Pippen.
Nah, he'll still get 25 left.
I believe that, but I think he still would have had to really adjust to who he was as a player to have somebody like Pip on you full court.
They was going to the basket, knocking.
That's how I really.
I feel like LeBron would adapt to that though. I mean that's how they play.
Like turning into a jump shooter.
He can shoot the ball. He can shoot it.
I'm saying
he can shoot now. I think he can shoot now. Back in his early career, he was streaky. He had his days. He was to the cup. Like I think the reason why I like Mike so much is was because of the fact that how he grew and how he showed his range as a player. Like, I'm young, I'm getting to the cup, I'm punching on you. I got a little bit older, I'm working on this 1 dribble, 2 dribble pull up. I get a little bit older now, I'm not dunking as much, so I'm gonna take you down to this mid post and give you this work. Now I'm gonna be a playmaker. But while he's doing all of this and showing growth, he's still locking up everybody. He's still making, first all defensive team every season. Mike. Like, he's doing all of these different things.
38 on the Wizards.
Like, you know what I mean? Like,
I mean, if you think about it, like LeBron's competition was like a lot harder than Mike.
How? But that's what I'm saying. Like
he played against the greatest team ever assembled. KD, Curry, Clay,
but
Trey.
We're talking about that's the greatest, one of the greatest teams ever assembled, and I definitely agree with that. I think that he won. He beat one of the greatest teams, absolutely. But we going back to the physicality and the growth of the game, like.
And the three.
Can you really? We talking about.
Oh yeah.
We talking about growth and like overall, like as you age. Yeah, man. But not knocking LeBron at all. I think, like I said, I think that every era has its own GOAT. Like Mike was our GOAT, and then you got Kobe. Like that's just crazy to me. Like
I don't even think Kobe top 5. Honestly.
I think that's wild though. That's crazy that y'all can even jump from like
I don't even think
Mike to Bron and just forget Kobe because he not here.
Wait, who's your 5 then?
That's crazy. Like y'all, how do you not put Kobe in the top 3? And I'm not even a Kobe fan. Like
you know, he has the most missed jump shots of all time.
Who, Kobe?
Yeah.
Yeah, but he also was like a killer though. Like
and then
he was taking dudes. Kobe was taking. He won championships with bums. Like
no,
that's just keeping
that's crazy.
I hate when people. Bro, Paul Gasol was good. He was good.
KG had his game in his back pocket. Are you kidding me? KG was letting him know like you were nothing. He was terrified of KG. Like. He didn't even want no parts in him. And once again, not knocking Paul Gasol. I'm just saying it's my own opinion. As an outsider, like a spectator, I'm like, the team that he won with, he didn't really have no superstars. Paul Gasol became a superstar because he was next to Kobe.
And
that's why he in the Hall of Fame.
And also, I mean, like, let's not forget LeBron took that team with 0 All-Stars to the finals.
Cleveland?
Yes.
Oh yeah, I can honestly say that year he was on a mission. I think Miami LeBron and Cleveland LeBron, he was super tough. Absolutely. But I'm just saying, once it got to the point where it seemed like you chasing stats versus you chasing championships. When you get to the league, the ultimate goal is for you to win the chip, right? Mm-hmm. So if you want just to have your name in the record books, that's cool too. If you hooping for that reason, but now it just seems like you trying to chase stats and I want to score the most points. I want to have this da. Who cares? If you winning and you winning chips, like that's who really is on top of the mountain. You know what I'm saying? Bill Russell's still on top of the mountain right now because ain't nobody got more chips than him. You know what I'm saying? Like, it don't matter. Like,
Bill Russell?
Like, everybody gonna look at him. Like,
I mean, did you see his team, though? When he was playing against and who he was playing against? But he had the best guard in the league. He had the 2 best guards in the league.
The game was way different. So, once again, we go right back to every era has its own GOAT. Like, every era has its own GOAT. You got him at that time. You got Magic. You got Mike. You got Larry. You got Isaiah Thomas. You got all these people.
Who's
Kareem,
better?
Like,
oh,
yeah.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Who's better, Steph or Larry? Is that what you gonna ask me?
No, Larry or KD.
Larry or KD? I think that's a great discussion.
I'm taking KD.
I'm gonna say KD.
I'm gonna say Larry, bro. Larry played defense.
Larry played. That's tough. I think you get.
He don't play no
defense.
You give some, you take some. You know what I mean? Like you gonna lose a little bit with both. You can lose the athleticism, but you're gonna get a dog in you. Not saying that KD isn't, but I think Larry's more of a dog than KD was because he's just built different. But KD, you don't find a specimen like that, like 7 feet, move like that, give out work like that. You know what I'm saying? Like KD is just different. You know what I'm saying? So he could be somebody's GOAT in whoever's era. You know what I'm saying? So it's like as you grow up, you're just like, oh, I think there's guys in every single era.
Wait, who's your top 5 players of all time?
Top 5 of all time? Yeah. It might be older cats. I don't know. Mike. I'm gonna say we talking about like from the point guard, shooting guard.
No, like 5, like the best player to ever touch a basketball.
Touch a rock. That's a tough discussion because I'm gonna have to say Mike. I'm gonna have to say
like in order. Put it in order.
That's hard too.
I'm gonna have to say Mike.
No, I already got mine.
Okay, I'm gonna say Mike. Cole. Trying to say incorrect. Mike, Kobe.
No. Kobe is in front of
the
Bron?
fact. No. Listen.
All right, yeah.
The Kobe disrespect is crazy because how can you have someone who's a replica, right, of the GOAT, and him be out of discussion of top 5, top 10? That don't make no sense.
Why do LeBron wear 23?
Huh?
Now you heard me. Why do LeBron wear 23?
I don't know.
Because he want to be like Mike. Like it's just what it is.
I mean, he grew up on Mike, so
of course. So that's his GOAT. Like that's who he. And of course he wants to surpass him, but that's his GOAT. Like quiet as kept, brother. He want to admit it or he don't. Like he know who Mike is. He know Mike was the GOAT.
He says he's the best player.
Absolutely, because he's not lying. It's the truth. Now,
no, he like himself.
I mean, yeah, he said some pretty crazy stuff. I mean,
that isn't crazy to me.
But as a hooper, you're not supposed to like.
Oh yeah, that
you
is
can't
true.
say, "Oh yeah, you better than me." Like, yeah, you're supposed to say that. I respect that. Absolutely, that's the competitive nature of it, right?
Yeah. Okay, so, then you got Mike Cole.
I'm gonna say KG, Shaq.
You have KG in your top 5?
Absolutely, I love KG.
Oh my gosh, he's not even better than Tim Duncan, bro.
I was gonna ask where you got Tim Duncan.
I got Tim Duncan. It may be Tim and KG out of them two. I don't know. Like that's tough. You know what I'm saying?
That threw me off. I'm nice.
That's tough, man. KG.
Oh man, they come in that comment section for the comment.
KG is wild.
I don't know. I just like KG.
Wait, what about?
I don't know.
Oh, see, I got Mike, Kobe. I got Bron.
I guess I could accept these top 3.
Duncan.
Okay.
And then it's a teetering 5 between like Jabbar and KD.
KD's top 5?
KD up there. The game is about buckets.
I mean, we can't say Shaq. Shaq wouldn't be in the.
I just don't like Shaq.
Shaq is the most dominant basketball player.
Absolutely, I have to say Shaq.
Shaq top 10.
All right, my 5 is LeBron number 1 because he's the king, and then we got Mike 2, Michael Jordan 2, then we got Jabbar 3,
okay,
and then 4, I'm gonna go
10.
I'm gonna go Wilt the Stilt Chamberlain. That's a Philly boy too. I got it.
Okay.
And then 5, I'm gonna put Shaq.
No Magic in nobody's top 5. Magic wouldn't be in nobody's top 5.
No, he's not even in my top 10. I got Curry higher than him.
He's in my top 10.
I say top 10.
You got Curry higher than him? You think Curry's better than him?
No, yeah.
Point guard?
No, not as a like in a point guard list. I would have Magic number 1, and
Uh-huh.
then I wouldn't even have Curry number 2. For point guard, yeah, I would put like Isaiah or something in there too at 2, and then Stockton probably. Actually, no, Stockton. No, it's
Stockton. No,
Curry's
No,
3.
it's
Curry's
Stockton.
3.
Who you got? Stockton or Isaiah?
That's tough.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
Out of those two,
I was watching Isaiah the other day, like his prime highlights.
he's cold.
He was tough. I ain't gonna
Yeah.
lie. He's like he would dominate in this area too.
Man, he would.
He would dominate in every era,
Any era, absolutely. That's what I'm saying. Any era, man.
and he would pick you up full court too.
In the league. I mean, that's probably not even a thing. Like, you know what I mean? No. So I mean, like I said,
In the playoffs, yeah.
Playoffs, yeah, maybe. You know what I mean? But
That's a select few, like 2, 3 out of 5.
Like all the coaches at SM, they be like, watch college basketball, don't watch NBA basketball. I'll be
well,
like,
college is. I mean, I would say for a high school player, because it's a lot of ISO and there's a lot of ISO in the league.
Yeah.
If you can get off, if you're scoring 20, 25 in college, you really can go.
yeah.
Because it's so condensed. Like
Packed in.
Everybody playing, like you have to play defense on the
You
college.
ain't gonna be on the floor.
Yeah.
So if you can really get off in college, like, man, you gonna make something of yourself if you can really go in college.
That's what what's the name, that boy from USC? He putting up like 20 a game right now.
So
Isaiah Collier.
Oh, yeah.
He's
if you're
tough.
doing that, yeah, you can go. Absolutely.
And he's a freshman too. He might come out of there first year.
So think about him in the league. He just get downhill on somebody.
So much space.
Oh man, yeah, absolutely.
Then I think that. Oh, actually, I have one more question. So so who do you think is better between Will Chamberlain and Shaq?
I don't know. I think Will Chamberlain was like. You can look at that era, like we talk about that, like we talking about the players that was around him.
Mm-hmm.
Did he really play against? I mean, he was going at him and Bill Russell really went at each other, like when they played and all of that stuff. But like Shaq, I mean, they didn't move like him though, and they weren't like a force like him. Like they were strong and they played, they jumped out the gym. But I think Shaq was just like a bully. Like I think he'd have his way with them just because of how he moves and how advanced he was. Like he was, I feel like Shaq kind of started. If Shaq could shoot the ball. Yeah. He's like the prototype. Like he's like, yo, like that dude that's the most scariest basketball player. And if he's in shape every year,
he was fluid.
Yeah,
Orlando Shaq was fluid before he got fat.
Yeah. Well, I heard Hawk used to lock him up.
Hawk who?
Hakeem.
Oh yeah, he struggled with Hakeem. They're supposed to play 1-on-1 like back in the day when I was young. they're supposed to have like this one-on-one thing on pay-per-view, and it never went down.
Oh, for real?
Like
oh, yeah, I heard about that.
It was supposed to be like crazy, and everybody was waiting for it, and then something happened where like
that would have been like very entertaining.
Crazy. I don't remember left. I think pulling him out. Like out of the key, he would have really struggled with Hakeem.
Oh yeah, because Hakeem could shoot the mid range too.
Crazy, and he had a handle, crazy footwork.
That's the reason why Joel Embiid like does what he does is because of Hawk.
That's why Cope had crazy. He was working with him. Anybody who has crazy footwork is with Hakeem Olajuwon right now. I think Giannis is even working with him this year. Like he worked with him in the offseason.
50,000.
Come on, man, 50,000 a workout. It's crazy. Like what? 50,000 for a workout at
what?
A barn.
I don't. They paying him 50,000.
50 racks to go hoop.
Yeah.
Just I want to train you for it. How long is the session? Is it an hour?
I don't know, man.
Wait, Hakeem is charging 50,000.
50,000.
You didn't hear
What
Gilbert Arenas talking about that?
50,000
came for a workout.
I mean, they got the money for it, so.
I mean, yeah, I got it, but I'm not giving you 50 racks to train me.
2 workouts,
to do a couple spins and up and under. I'm not saying it's not gonna be effective, but it's not worth 50,000.
I got YouTube.
Wait, do you guys believe? Do you guys think Jaylen Brown deserved that contract?
I think he showed sparks where he could be a great player. I don't think you can take that away from him. I don't know. I mean, it's hard to say like who deserves money and who doesn't.
You know he's the highest paid basketball player right now.
Yeah. I mean, what has he been doing? I haven't heard anything really about him this season. No disrespect.
What is it for again?
It was 300 something million, like in total. Years? And like no, I think it was like 6 or 7 years.
That's crazy. I mean, that's a lot of bread. But I mean, if that doesn't motivate you to be in the gym every single day to show that you can be one of the greats, I don't know what else. So if he kind of squanders that off and he doesn't really put the work in and he just kind of falls to the wayside, shame on him. Then he let down the organization and himself. Like,
everybody talk about he don't got no left.
I ain't never seen him go that way, but I mean.
I
also never seen James Harden go right, so I can't really say nothing. You know what I mean? Some guys just like, hey, this is what works.
Yeah,
it works. I'm gonna keep getting my money this way, and that's
who gonna stop it? If you don't stop it, shoot.
Yeah.
I think y'all got any more questions like for me? Like,
yeah, man. Like how you feel doing your podcast, man? Like,
I like it, man. You know? I like it. I like talking about like whatever is going on. I like talking to people about basketball and like other sports. I love football. I mean, I know y'all don't really know football.
No, but it's all good. I love it.
You watched the game last night? My Birds?
I mean, where was I?
I saw the highlights.
I was actually at your game.
Oh yeah.
I was watching you play, so I didn't even really see that. But I see how y'all get down. I've been at your house on the Philly game.
Yeah. We're very passionate about
Birds. Yeah, absolutely, man.
Very passionate about
the Birds. At the gym and matching fits.
Yeah, man, y'all, the whole fam came through. With I thought y'all was on the old line. Like, it looked serious. Yeah. I respect it, though. I love it.
I got kind of scared at the end because like they had the ball with like 3 minutes left, 2 minutes left. I was like, that's a lot of time for Patrick Mahomes.
You was nervous?
Yeah.
Your dad tonight said you ain't nervous if you're a real fan. That's what he just said tonight.
Wait, what?
He said if you're a real fan, you don't get nervous. He said you don't get, you know what I'm saying?
No.
He said you believe in
I know he was nervous, bro. Because the dude
was nervous too.
So yeah, because yesterday we was at the Kansas City's fans' house, and like he was talking about like if you give us like 2 minutes, we gonna go down here and score. And my dad was like, nah, we gonna stop him. But like in the Super Bowl, they had 5 minutes left and they went down and scored.
How'd y'all feel about that when y'all lost?
Bro, that call I don't think they should have called that. Cause like, yeah, he did hold him, but like I don't even think he would have called it anyway. Like, like he came off like it was like a double route. It was like he went up and then went out and then went back up.
Still hurts a little bit, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel it.
Because we should have won that. And the defense didn't even show up that game. They had 38 points. That's unacceptable.
Tough, so y'all was just relying on your QB to win the game, man.
Jalen played, like, I mean, he had that one mistake. I guess that could have put, because that was like, he had that fumble, and they scored on that. It was a pickup touchdown. And then, but he had, other than that, he had probably his best game of his career that game.
Do you believe that the NFL is rigged? That it's a script?
Nah, because like how I mean, sometimes after the Super Bowl, I was like, yeah, that John scripted.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, you go.
But I was just mad.
What's he mean? I'm just asking.
Kansas
I'm thinking
City
about like the
OD.
whole like.
Kansas City causes OD.
Yeah,
I watched some of their
it's
regular
crazy.
season games.
I was just watching the thing with Marshawn Lynch the other day when he was talking about when Russ threw the ball when they was on.
Now I'm thinking about it because like Marshawn Lynch during that time, if you give him the ball, he was going to go another 5 years.
He's getting this.
And they was at the one, and they had one of the best offensive lines in the league.
They can know he running.
Why you? Why are you passing? So that's what I'm asking. Like, do you think it's
and Pete Carroll's a good coach. Why would he not give it to his running back?
Yeah,
I heard it was because he was afraid of what he would have said in the press conference.
Like when he didn't hand that because my cousin betted on that game, and I remember his reaction. Like he was like super mad. He was like, "Why didn't they give it to Marshawn?"
I think everybody felt that way. That's what I'm saying. Is it scripted? Is it?
And what's his name came right there and picked it off. And, like, that was a terrible pass. Like, he was right there. Like, how do you not even see him?
Stock went down after that.
Y'all think y'all got it this year, though?
Oh, yeah. We going back for sure. I don't see a team stopping us in the NFC.
But y'all going to win it all.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Going back.
Yeah. I mean, Baltimore look good. I ain't going to lie. Baltimore.
Yeah. So you don't sound too.
So that's what I be.
I mean, I think we can beat them. It's just, like, it's going to be a tough game against them.
That's why I was asking because they said every year, if you look at the colors of the Super Bowl, like sign, it give you specific colors. It's a little video out. It says like you look at specific colors in the sign of the Super Bowl sign. That determines who's gonna be in the Super Bowl.
You gonna get him
turned
off?
Yeah, he about to be upset. Like, he like, man, I'm about to.
Nah, but I don't see a team stopping us in the NFC. Then I look at the AFC. I only see one team that could give us some problems. I mean, KC is still gonna be like, but KC like. They're just a very good team. They got the best quarterback in the league and one of the best coaches of all time, Andy Reid. And so, but then Baltimore.
I'll put it this way: if y'all win, if the Eagles win, I'll go out and buy. What's your man's name? Hunt. What's his name?
What?
What's your quarterback name?
Oh, Hurts.
I'll go buy Jalen Hurts jersey and wear it to practice for a week.
Nah, you keep that, John.
I'll wear that. You know what I'm saying? I'll wear it at the practice every week. Y'all win.
Yeah, because he's the Jalen Hurts. He's having a pretty good year. I think he might get like because that game me and my dad was talking about it yesterday. Like that game, like that helps him get his MVP hopes up. Last year, because he would have got it if he didn't get hurt.
Yeah,
he got hurt in like for 3 games, and then like they won a few, and that like dropped him. But it's cool.
9-1 right now, right?
Yeah, huh?
9-1.
Yeah, we're 9-1 right now. We're the best team in the NFC.
Yeah, so.
Don't like.
I believe it. I mean, you know what I mean. The time I came and watched the game with y'all, I was like, okay, I was a believer. It looked really good. It's a good team.
Yeah, it was. I mean, I don't like the fact that we keep everything close. All our games have been close so far. We blew out Miami. We won by like 17. That was a comfortable win.
Yeah,
but like,
a dub is a dub. Like,
yeah, that is
won.
true.
You know what I'm saying? Like we won. As long as we keep moving forward, we won.
Yeah.
End of the day.
But we got a tough schedule coming up. We got Buffalo. We in Philly in that game, and then we got the 49ers. That's the NFC Championship rematch. That's the only team. That's like because they have like the best defense in the league.
That's what they
behind
said.
us.
That's what they said that the Super Bowl was going to be.
Oh no,
Baltimore and the 49ers.
Oh, people say that.
That's people saying. That's
how they can't say that. They lose. They lost to the Browns, bro.
I know, man. I'm just a messenger, man.
They lost to well, Cincinnati's pretty good.
What are they?
Oh, Joe Burrow is out for the season.
I'm just trying to make you sleep at night.
Yeah.
You know.
I felt bad. All those when there's this one kid that's a Cincinnati fan at my school, he was like he said he was crying when he got hurt.
That's tough. I don't understand. I mean, would you cry?
If Jalen Hurts got hurt, I would be very upset. I would be very upset because I don't even know the backup quarterback we got, bruh.
I respect it. I respect it. Very upset.
And he's like the heart and soul of our team. Like he's a very when he got in there, when he took over as the whole they had that one season, that rough season, like when he got named the starting quarterback, like they had that rough season where they went like 9-7 and got blown out by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and then they came back. They got AJ Brown, and then he just showed us that he's a very elite quarterback. Like, I don't see, Lamar Jackson is not as good of a dual threat than him. Like, he can run the ball, and he can pass it. So, I think he's, top 3 quarterback in the league. Patrick Mahomes was still 8-1. He changed the game, too. like how he like the way he angles everything.
Yeah,
but he also has like the best tight end of all time, arguably the best tight end of all time.
Tough.
Yeah, and on that one play in the last game, I ain't gonna lie. I mean, not to say we couldn't have, because they gave us a lot of time to score as well. But like the ball was in their receiver's hands and he dropped it. Mahomes was like so mad because he put it right in his lap. He put it right.
Should have been, absolutely. Do your job.
You know what I mean? But and then it is, man. I don't really care because we got the dub. So I don't.
I'm rooting for y'all. I hope y'all win it all this year. So
y'all
come
like
over here and have your dad make premium cheesesteaks.
Like when they won, everybody was. I was crying when they won because that was our first Super Bowl ever. We only won. That was in 2018 against Tom Brady, because Tom Brady beat us like once or twice. They said the first time, like my parents always talk about how they cheated us because they like watched our like plays or something like that. Like they went to our practices or something like that.
Really?
Yeah.
Who let them in?
No, not like I something about it was something about practice and like plays.
It was like them types of questions. How come those are not being addressed? Who let them into practice?
It was like something about plays or something, and I was like, "What the heck? How did?" And I wasn't even alive. I don't think during that time. So all I heard about was when Nick Foles came in there and won that time.
You shed some tears?
Yeah, I did. It was right after my birthday too.
Philly was up. Like I bet it was crazy.
Yeah.
When that happened.
Oh, dude, yes. I mean, I wasn't out there. I was out here when they won.
Yeah.
My family.
Thank God.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But I think that's a wrap for episode 7
Yes, sir.
on the Law Podcast. I got a trivia for y'all. I always do this. If you look at my last few videos, I've been doing it. I want you to tell me where he's from and where he's from. Leave it in the comments to see if y'all been watching the videos and who their favorite player was. Like, how did they who did they like try to be like when they were like playing basketball in their prime years? Well, you still in your prime.
Yeah, just getting started. Just getting started. One more thing too. Shout out our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Without it wouldn't be possible.
Yeah.
All glory to God. Had to keep that in.
Of course. Yeah, that's a wrap. Thank you for tuning in and answer that trivia down below. And Lawson out.